Okay. Hopefully that's working. Um, just speaking so I can hear how the audio sounds when I go back and watch it on Twitch. Should probably make some loud noises, huh, to see how loud it actually is. Oh, I'll probably scream a lot during this. Just hoping that FPS comes up. Alright, Dares of Eternity. For the umpteenth million time. Hopefully this frame rate's gonna hold up. If it doesn't, you won't see this video, so it won't really matter to you anyway. And there we are. Dares of Eternity. I really like this update. I know some people aren't too hot on, like, paying for it. And I definitely get that. It's supposed to be, like, Bungie's anniversary event. Which, I don't know about you, but, like, when I think of, like, oh, this game's having an anniversary event, I don't know why, I just assumed the content would be free. But you get, like, a lot of content, and actually, like, a lot of this is free. So even if you don't want to pay for some of the stuff you get, you can still, like, do Dares of Eternity and get some content out of it. But I would highly recommend paying for it because I kind of love everything about this update. It's not even a season, it's not really a, like, it's meant to bridge the gap between the season that we're in and Witch Queen, which is coming out pretty soon. But I like this. I like how it's not an entirely new season, so, like, we don't have to start from complete scratch or anything. And I actually really like the style of the content that's in here. So we got a new, like, community walk-around space, which is the treasure room. Which looks awesome, by the way. And, like, one thing I like about the treasure room is that when you walk on the coins, like, it has that little coin sound design, just stuff like that. Like, I feel like they really put a lot of effort into that. It looks really good. And then Dares of Eternity, like, yeah, it's another, like, 6-player activity, but it is way better than the stupid, like, public event ones that we used to get. And it's actually really fun. Like, you get a lot of powers. I feel like this is the first time we've gotten a 6-player activity where Bungie's letting us actually, like, be as strong as we're capable of being. So, like, yeah, we got the powers, the mobility stuff. You have the Star Horse's Favor that gives you unlimited heavy. Like, they're basically just like, here's a fun, cool, like, arena style activity. Go crazy, go nuts, have fun. And I like that. The horse is awesome. There's no need for it, but it's awesome. Just creatively, I think this event is probably, of all the, like, non-raid 6-player events that we've had, like, easily my favorite. This is so good. I've already gotten the ship and, like, everything for it just because I really do, like, enjoy playing this game mode. You think by now I'd get, like, really tired of it. I'm really not. It's just fun to jump in and kill ads. And then the dungeon, which is, like, awesome. And, like, can we just take a second to acknowledge that soundtrack? That's what the dungeon... Like, what an awesome soundtrack. Of all the things that I was expecting Bungie to drop with this event, like how it was gonna play out, having an amazing soundtrack was not one of the things I was counting on. But they did, and I love it. That's my opinion, though. I mean, I don't know. I haven't met anybody who doesn't like it, so I'm assuming the majority of people think it's a nice soundtrack. The dungeon itself is fun. The armor that you get for it too, the artifact slot one, like, awesome. Didn't even, like, consider that ever being a thing ever. But it's cool, and it actually, like, yeah, you have to do it on Master, but it actually solved an issue that I have with the Master Nightfall and other Master content. Because, like, yes, you get a higher chance at getting like Ascendant Shards and Enhancement Prisms and stuff like that. And there are the Adept weapons. But I never felt like there was an exact, like, reward for doing, like, the high level content. Especially with the, like stuff like soloing dungeons, stuff like that. Like, yeah, you get an emblem, but like in this one you get a shader. It's just stuff like that. More rewards for actually putting in the time to do that higher level content. It also probably helps that it's a dungeon and not a nightfall, so like you're doing encounters, so there's like more chests, obviously, and more chances to get things. And then the armor is like something I actually want, right? Because of that artifact mod slot. Which is a problem usually when high level content, because like I don't care about emblems or shaders really. Like, yeah, they're cool, but I want something that I can actually use. I just want to be like actually effective. And let me tell you, the artifact mod slot arms, yes, very effective, because you can essentially run all 3 champion mods. Should be good if you're trying to solo something. But yeah, I really like this 30. Oh, really like this anniversary job that they did. I know some people are getting a little antsy waiting for the actual story, because we are still in the Season of the Lost, and I know a lot of people are getting antsy waiting for that story to like reach its conclusion. Because supposedly, Mara's doing her thing. We're gonna apparently do something with Savathun, or she's apparently gonna try something with Savathun in the near future, and I know a lot of people are waiting for that to see how that wraps up. And that's cool. I like where the story's at right now in Destiny. I think most people who are fans of Destiny like where the story's at right now. And I think we're all just kind of holding our breath waiting for Witch Queen. From the trailers, I enjoy what I've seen, especially the armor. The armor, which I'm assuming is going to be the armor that you start with. Although, I don't think you got a starting armor. Did we get starting armor for Season of the Lost? I don't remember. But I'm assuming that armor that you get is not going to be too complicated to, acquire. What I think would be really cool, and I know like a lot of people might not be a fan of this because it's more work, but I think it would be really cool if they did something like they did with Shadowkeep, where we had the I don't even know what the name. I forget what the name of it. The lantern, something like that. Where you basically have to do missions like throughout the campaign, and then by doing so, you're able to craft the armor, and that's how you get the armor. And I thought that was so cool. Like instead of just handing it to us, it's something that you earn, and they kind of wove it into the plot too, because like you needed Dreambane armor, which was the name of the armor when Shadowkeep came out, the astronaut-looking one. You needed that to do certain missions, and it wouldn't let you into the mission without it, so there was the incentive to get it, and then I liked how it looked. And I really like how the Witch Queen armor looks from the trailer with the symbols on it. So I think it'd be really cool if there was a way, kind of like in Shadowkeep, to craft the armor as you're going through the campaign, which looks awesome, by the way. Savathun's Throne World, just make it craftable, and I think that'd be really cool. Speaking of crafting, we are getting those craftable weapons, which I am really interested to see how that system's going to work, because that is an entirely new system coming in Witch Queen. Supposedly we're going to be able to craft weapons almost like, and use them almost like towards like a progression goal system. So we can actually like go for certain rules in a different way than RNG, which I really like. Because RNG is cool and all. I would never want them to take RNG out of Destiny. Because there's nothing like getting that roll and then getting excited. But I think also at the same time adding another way to get weapons, if maybe you're just having bad luck, or there's this weapon you really want, it's on a time slot and you really can't get it. Just having something else to like work towards is always good. Like RNG is great, but pure RNG not so much. And I think they realized that when they started implementing the spoils in the raids, which I also really like. That you can roll for certain things. You can't roll for an exotic, like Vex Mythoclast. And I don't know if they'd ever do that, because I get people really protective about their raid exotics. But having those spoil chests, again, a way to earn instead of just relying on RNG, is, I think, a step in the right direction. Hopefully the audio, everything is working, so you're not just talking to myself here. I'll probably end the stream after this run, just kind of doing this as a test run to see if everything holds up. OBS has been acting kind of weird lately, and I've actually had time to sit down now and actually try to get it to work. So after this run, we'll see. Excuse me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Alright. I love Destiny, man. This game is so fun. I get why it turns off a lot of new players. Because yeah, I agree that if you're just now starting Destiny, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in, it's a lot to work towards. Especially if you're trying to catch up. Like, not only if you just start playing, but if you start playing mid-season. Although, sorry. This season's actually going pretty long, so if there was a time to start playing Destiny, I think right now, right before Witch Queen, I think now would be the time. Because, we've got quite a bit of time. Before Witch Queen drops. So, like, if you were starting right now, plenty of time to level up if you're on this game every single day. Or, like, maybe just, like, a few times a week. Recommend taking a friend that knows what to do. That always makes it easier. In terms of leveling up and ways to do that, I mean... if you're just starting out now, you should have plenty of story mission stuff to do. So obviously do all that. I'm one of those people that likes to keep their quest log also really empty. So just doing any quest, just anything to get XP, leveling up. If you're just starting now, you're going to want to be picking up armor and stuff. Because, I mean, if you're at level, you don't really need to worry about that stuff. Because most armor you pick up is useless. But if you're just starting out, most things you should be getting should be high level. And you never really want to infuse things at a lower level. For instance, if you get a helmet that's like, I don't know, 1220, and then you get another helmet that's like 1230, like, just put the 1230 helmet on. Don't infuse into the 1220. Because you are going to run through those enhancement cores like super fast, and then you're gonna have to use the material to make new ones, and since you just started off, you don't have a lot of material, so you're gonna use up all your material when you really should be saving it and building it up. And it's just, your Guardian's gonna look like a scrub, but it's gonna be better in the long run than just continuously switching out weapons and armor. Which I also think is a good good practice for getting used to all the different weapons. If you're just constantly picking up new higher level ones and switching them out, your loadout is just constantly on a rotator. Like, take that time. Get used to all the weapons. When you're first starting out, don't worry about what's gonna, like, one phase a strike boss or a dungeon boss or whatever you're doing. Just get comfortable with the movement and get comfortable with the weapons. And if you can do that, you're already more than halfway there. In terms of being like a useful ally. Especially movement. I know movement is a thing that a lot of new players struggle with. Because yeah, Destiny's movement is kind of weird, and it's a big part of the game. Especially if you're doing like dungeons and stuff like that, or like higher level content. Not just for jump puzzles, but like positioning and where you need to be and when you need to be there. It's a big part of the game. Yeah. Just nice, relaxing. There's an Eternity run. Alright, time to end this and see how it turned out. Again, if it sucks, won't be up here anyway. So let's see.